Okay, I'm not even gonna bother doing my classic long intro spiel that I did in my last two videos because we all know how that went. I really want to come back to YouTube so badly, so this is my first attempt. I know I posted a video like a year and a half ago saying that I was coming back to YouTube, whatever, and then I didn't, obviously, because that was a year and a half ago. It's getting embarrassing at this point. But if you can already tell by the immaculate quality of this video, I got a new camera. I got the Sony FX3. I'm also using the new DJI Mic 2s that just came out on the 17th, so I'm really excited to see how they compare to other mics. They also look super cool compared to the version 1, which was just opaque black. I think I mentioned in my last video that I wanted to start doing gear review, but life just got chaotic. I say that every time. It's true, life is chaotic. But now that I have this new camera that has just better capabilities, it has a flip around LCD screen, better autofocus, etc. I want to use the camera, so I'm gonna try and make myself start posting. If not gear reviews, then I want to make just like little videos of some sort. So yeah, I'm still getting used to using this camera to film myself. I'm not still getting used to it. This is the first time I'm trying to use it, doing that, so in this video, I wanted to talk about the Canon TV lens, the 50mm f0.95. If you've never heard of the Canon 50mm f0.95, also known as the Dream lens, it is a really rare and extremely awesome lens produced in the 1960s. This lens is labeled as being really rare because they only released a limited quantity of them of around 27,000, 20,000 of which were intended for the rangefinder mount, and then 7,000 were for film and TV C mount. It gained a lot of popularity in the 60s because it was the lens with the largest aperture at the time. And obviously the look of it is just insanely unique. I haven't found anything similar to it since. Not since the 1960s, because obviously it wasn't alive in the 1960s. A really cool fact about it is that it gained the name the Dream lens because it sees 4 times faster than the human eye, which is beautiful, and every time I take any photos or videos on it, it really does feel like a dream. Like I said, the most distinctive feature of the lens is the insanely wide maximum aperture of f0.95, which makes it one of the fastest lenses ever produced for 35mm photography. And if you don't know much about photography, or if you're a beginner, the large aperture allows for an incredible amount of light to enter the lens, making it well suited for low light situations and providing extremely shallow depth of field for really creative effects. Which is definitely one of my favorite features of the lens. There's nothing I like more than a good background blur. Not only is the bokeh amazing, but it's really unique. I don't think I have ever found a lens that makes bokeh like this lens. It is really large bokeh, which some people don't like. Some people just don't like to see those circles or anything. They just want it to be blurred, but it's really beautiful, the effect that this lens makes. I'll put the lens on in a second just to show you how it compares to the lens I'm using right now, which obviously is a digital lens. It's the Sony 24-70 f4 Zeiss lens. In my personal experience, I've mostly used this lens for photography because it's just been easier. I did try to use this lens back a couple years ago for video on my Fuji X-T3, which obviously the stabilization on that camera is not awesome. And the manual focus throw on this lens is like, oh, it's painful. I do think I need to get a CLA on mine, but like, let me just show you. Okay, there, I'm at one end, right? Still going. Okay, definitely need to get this CLA'd, holy. It is a beautiful piece of glass though, oh my God. You can find these on the market of all different mounts because people do end up converting them. But mine originally was a 7S rangefinder mount with a detachable C mount. Mine is currently a Leica M mount, so I have just found different adapters that I can use with my digital cameras. For example, I have this adapter on it right now that goes to Fuji XF mount. And then of course I now have an adapter to attach it to my Sony. So I'm gonna show you the lens on in a moment. One thing I found interesting, and I don't even know if this is true or not, so if anybody that does know sees this, please comment, but while doing research, I saw that the like original 50mm f0.95, not the TV one, not the one that I have, has a spectral coating on it, which obviously improves the optical performance, which I found really interesting because why would you not want it on the one that's intended for film and TV, which is like bigger productions and not hobby photography? But I could be wrong about that. Maybe they both have the coating. But yeah, from like a personal experience, I can't even like begin to explain how much I love this lens. Like I have used it in my bedroom when it's been like very, very dark, and it can see in the dark. It really is faster than the human eye and it's beautiful. But yeah, I have really wanted to use it for video more. The one time I did, obviously the shots were beautiful. I'll include some screenshots from it, but just because of the stabilization on my camera, it was just not happening. Especially because, I mean, mine definitely needs to have a CLA, but it's quite hard for me to do the manual focus. Like it's not smooth, so the camera moves. That's why I've been using it for photography mostly. Okay, I'm really hoping this is in focus because it's so hard to tell with this lens. Like, I don't got no focus peaking, okay? Obviously, I'm gonna include some footage just showing you kind of how it performs in low light, especially with the FX3, because this is awesome, we got IBIS. One thing I was reading about is that the flare is really interesting on it, which like I've never really tested out. So I'm gonna test with a flashlight right now. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, like the photo I saw online was almost like, it almost looked like it was like an anamorphic flare. But, ooh, this is fun. Wait. It's giving sunset over the horizon. I believe the minimum focus distance on this lens is like 1.3 feet-ish, which would make sense for just the way I'm sitting right now. I do wish that I could go a little bit closer, but you win some, you lose some, and the win is like a beautiful lens that sees in the dark. I have tried to mimic the look of this lens with filters and things like that, and I just can't get close. The closest I've gone is I do have the Dream Effects filter from Prism, so if you are trying to get a similar look, that is the one to get. This is not sponsored, but I wish it was. Okay, we back on the Sony lens. Anyways, I feel like I covered pretty much everything I wanted to say about this beautiful lens. I just had to share it. I know this video is probably boring and irrelevant to you if you do not care about film photography, film lenses, and gear in general, but going forward, I think I do want to make more videos that are geared towards people who are just starting out or starting out making videos, even content creators, or starting out doing photography. I still work at a camera store, and I would love to kind of show you like 3 best setups for like people that are starting out and things like that, or even like testing out new gear. For example, these mics. I would do a full review on these mics, but I'm not sure how much interest there is in that, so I'm just feeling things out. I'm just like trying to make stuff. Oh my god, I just realized that this is my first time back with my natural hair since I was a kid and I started YouTube. I'm really in my element right now. Anyways, if you want to follow me on social media, I post mostly on Instagram, which is @BrittanySpears. Lately, I've been doing a lot of collage stuff. I'll show some on the screen right now. I also eventually would maybe be interested in sharing my process with that, which could be fun. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and if you have any suggestions for me, please comment them and give this a thumbs up and subscribe and whatever. I'm so weird talking to a camera because I'm always behind it now. Okay, bye.